Oh, hello. Welcome back to Perspectives of Jerry. I am actually glad you're here today because we need to talk about something that is quietly breaking the foundation of how society functions. But before we dive into the why and the how, please do remember to like and subscribe for this channel. And seriously, do leave a comment below. I know I want to know what you're seeing, if you're seeing the same thing I am with your kids or your grandkids. Your engagement really does help this Perspectives channel and keep them coming. So today we're going to take a look at the reading wars, specifically how we've abandoned phonics in the classroom and what that means for a generation of kids who are being taught to guess instead of read. For decades, we taught kids that English is a code, 26 letters, about 44 sounds, and if you know the code, you can read anything. But then came balanced literacy and something called the 3 cueing method. They tell kids, look at the picture, look at the first letter, think about what word would make sense. That's not reading, that's detective work. It's a strategy for someone who can't read. We are teaching children the habits of struggling readers. If a kid sees a picture of a horse and the word says pony, and they say horse, some modern teachers actually celebrate that. But they didn't read the word. They guessed the idea. Now, this works okay in first grade when books are 80% pictures. But what happens in fourth grade? The pictures vanish. The words get longer. Suddenly, guessing doesn't work anymore. When the student who wasn't taught phonics hits a word like photosynthesis or demographic, they don't have the tools to decode it. They haven't memorized the shape of it, so they shut down. They are creating a generation of people who find the act of reading so exhausting that they just avoid it altogether. Now, here's where it gets really dangerous. We've moved the struggle from the classroom to the smartphone. We have a generation that can't spell because they don't have to understand phonics, but they think it doesn't matter because, hey, autocorrect. But autocorrect is a crutch for a broken leg that never healed. When you rely on an algorithm to finish your thoughts, you stop learning the relationship between letters and sounds, and now we have generative AI. If a kid can't decode a paragraph, they just ask AI to summarize it. They aren't digesting the information anymore. They have it pre-chewed for them. Technology is masking the literary crisis. It's making us look functional while our actual cognitive ability to process language has withered away. If the power goes out or the software glitches and we're going to be left with a population that can't communicate or verify information on their own. Think about these kids now as 40-year-olds. Imagine being in a high-stakes job where you can't quickly scan a memo. You're always 2 steps behind because you're struggling with the medium, not the message. If you can't read deeply, you lose the ability to go to the primary source. You have to rely on a middleman, a news anchor or a social media influencer to tell you what the word means. You become easy to manipulate because you can't verify the facts for yourself. You are shrinking the potential of our citizens by failing them in first grade. We're told that we're being progressive by moving away from boring phonics. But you know what's really boring? Not being able to read a book to your grandkids. What's really regressive is taking away the one tool that allows a person to teach themselves anything they want for the rest of their lives. We need to get back to basics. We need to give kids the code, because a child who can't decode is a child who can't, a child who can decode is a child who can think. That's my perspective of today. I want to know what yours is. What's your take on the whole reading process? Let's talk about it in the comments. And please, also don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe. Once again, this is Perspectives of Jerry. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.